over in 1864, like who's picking cotton. Well, sharecropping continued where slaves were asked to stay on so they could make profits. To make a long story short, by 1912, they realized they couldn't make a profit. I have just a few of these left. We've used it a lot, so I got to go get another one. I just want to show you, this is Georgia Sea Island cotton replica. And if you're a slave on a plantation, you had to pick 200 pounds of this per day.
Oh my.
If you're a woman, you pick 100 pounds per day. And if you're a child, you pick 20 pounds per day. I was on one set, I don't know if it was 12 years a slave or another one, but we had a quote-unquote discussion with the producer, and he didn't want to show children picking cotton, and we did. And 3 days later, after a discussion, we won. So if you look at a couple of those movies, you're going to see people, children picking cotton. There's ounces in my hand, you guys, but there are actual pounds that have to be required to pick. And I just wanted to show you, not this, but I want to show you one of these there. There it is. I can feel it. There's a ball in here, and this ball cannot go to Liverpool. That means that there's a day crew that picks this cotton, and there's a night crew after 12 hours in the field that comes and they take all the cotton, they put it on a rug, and you get on your hands and knees. You got to take that ball out because the pure cotton goes in and goes to Liverpool and goes directly into the machines. And so this was a strenuous event. When Sherman came here to Savannah down this street, the very first stop after City Hall was the Cotton Exchange loading dock area because they were confiscating all of the cotton because it was valuable. They gave that cotton to 3 different ships, one from New York, one from Boston, and one from Philadelphia, who brought food for the slaves. The next morning, the 22nd of December, 1864, I was curious what would be the value of the last bale of cotton coming out of the Georgia Sea Islands. I want you to know the cotton, Georgia Sea Island cotton went on the world market the next morning for $212 million.
Wow. 212
very
million.
valuable in terms of industry, you know.
Wow.
1886 is this building. 1880, slavery is over. This is very important. This is Solomon's Lodge. That's the largest and oldest lodge in Georgia, and the first. And they get a contract from the city of Savannah to begin to build the infrastructure of Savannah like they're building the infrastructure of America with bridges over waterways and all. And they run an ad in the newspaper for workers. And guess who applied? The Ashanti that had already been building since the 1700s. And they hired them as subcontractors or co-workers. In order for them to work, they had to become a member of Solomon's Lodge. And so they became Freemasons, you guys. And this is the Freemasons call for the state of Georgia. This is where they came for all their meetings. And these Ashanti became members because they couldn't work without it. Anyway, here's what I want to show you. These symbols that are on the building, the Adinkra symbols. If you put them in your phone, please do. Adinkra is A-D-I-N-K-R-A. You're going to see the most beautiful symbols ever in terms of symbols. The Adinkra symbols are 122 total, and I want you to know that these symbols have been placed on these buildings and the ironwork. So if you can put that symbol chart in your phone, I would love for you, as you move around the city for the rest of the time, I would love for you to use your Adinkra symbol. I'm looking for a beautiful one for you, so that you can see these ironworks and these beautiful symbols the Adinkra symbol presents. They are fabulous, and if you Google and you get one, let me know if you get it.
I got some on my shirt.
But that's other stuff.
Oh, you got the whole thing. He has a chart on his shirt, you guys. That's it.
Oh, wow.
Those are Adinkra symbols.
Make it easy for us.
Yeah, I'm trying to find mine. He got it. Thank you. Now, look at the symbol. Look at this symbol right here. And it's up there on that double column. You see the double column below the 1886? That's that. Let's see if I can find another one.
Below where?
1886.
Like those 2 columns right there to the left, and then there's like a Sphinx image in the center.
Yeah.
And then there's another side. This is an Adinkra symbol right here that I saw in a coffee shop.
Beautiful. Oh, I would love that in my house.
Painted with blue paint.
That is so
It was
pretty.
in that building right there when I went to do coffee. And he said, well, I don't know what that is. I said, well, it's very valuable. You need to hold on to it. the Adinkra symbols are just everywhere.
Love it.
So the first lady of Benin is still walking with me. She comes here and she looked at the building, you guys, and she starts wailing. I asked her what's the matter, and she said, I am originally from Ghana. That is my symbols on the wall. My husband's from Benin, and you guys have my symbol on your wall. I said, tell me more.
It looked like the symbols that was inside the tunnels too.
Oh yes, everywhere.
Markings.
She said, you have my symbol, and I want you to know that these Adinkra symbols are just everywhere. So here's what she showed me. These are the Adinkra symbols. I wanted to see a bigger picture, but these are the symbols.
You're gonna have to get a little bigger.
Wow,
Like him. I can't even compete with you.
Yeah.
But I want to show you. Let me zero in on something because I think somebody owes me some money. You all see Google Eyes right here.
Yeah.
This Google owes me a check. Yes. And you see this one right here. This is similar. This says what? Excellent. Wow. Well, this one right here. You see this one? You see that one?
I actually got a shirt from
You ordered it?
no, I went to what's New York, Renaissance.
Renaissance Fair?
No.
Only New Yorkers would have an Adinkra symbol here.
No.
We have
Where's the
everything.
I know.
Renaissance? The Renaissance
I
era.
miss it. I love it.
Man, what's the place? It's
The
by
Schomburg?
Braveheart. No, you go Renaissance, Langston
Now
Hughes.
you know I don't know.
Harlem.
Harlem.
Harlem. Yeah, I can't
They
think
know
of
New
it.
York, not me.
Harlem. Yeah, I was in Harlem.
I like the association
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, I was in Harlem.
Y'all got
and
music
brought
in
this
y'all
shirt.
bones.
Father was a good sex one.
Oh,
Yeah, they
wow.
sell these shirts
See
on the
that?
Wow,
on
awesome.
125th.
Player, his
Yeah,
father was.
125.
Yeah.
Yeah, 125th.
Well, I'm not going to even bother my little chart, but I want to show you Mr. Google Eyes.
Yep.
And then my daughter's Christmas time. Ayana, what do you want for Christmas? I want some Versace cologne. I went to 3 stores in Savannah, couldn't find it, so I went to Atlanta to Macy's there, and this was on the cologne.
Ain't that something?
Wow.
Yeah, it is on
Versace
Versace.
owes me some money. Mr. Google Eyes owes me
Somebody
some
stole
money,
it.
and who knows who else? They're using them
Yeah, they've
everywhere.
been using them on purses
Everywhere,
and all that stuff.
122
Purses.
of them, and all of them are positive. So I've fallen in love with them because they're
Yeah,
so positive.
beautiful.
Let me show them to you on the wall before I let you go to the last stop here.
Okay.
So freedom, remember freedom? Water, y'all, water on your chart. You see that heart shape right there?
Yep.
That is everywhere in Savannah. Upside down heart. It's called a Sankofa heart, and it's everywhere. It's the #1 symbol of all of them. You'll see those in windows of buildings. You'll see it on the ironworks as you walk this river, and then there's freedom again in the circle. Now let me go up to the building because here's where I get excited. All of our lives, we didn't even know this because we wouldn't hang out down here, Melissa.
right.
But, Savannah Cotton Exchange, in between every letter is a symbol on this chart, y'all.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yes,
I
I'm
see
a
it
group
now.
In between,
Yeah.
around the
Between
letters or
Savannah.
in between.
In between or next to it, sometimes they're on the side. Like
Yeah,
this
it's
side.
a lot of them.
Savannah Cotton Exchange. So I told the first lady, maybe it's a coincidence. She says, no. You see the S in Savannah? Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
Well, to the left of the S is on here. She says this is Ezekiel's wheel in the middle of the wheel.
Whoa.
I said, wait a minute now. Ezekiel is in the Bible. How did it get up there? It's not on this chart. It's a Bible symbol. She said, no, but they called it Ezekiel's wheel in the middle of the wheel like the Bible because the chapter of Ezekiel and 2 other chapters are the only ones the slaves were allowed, the preachers were allowed to preach from. You can't do the whole Bible. So they put Ezekiel's wheel there. And then by the time I got to the H in Savannah and the second Ezekiel wheel, if you'll stay with me, those 5 symbols right next to it, I said, this might be a coincidence, First Lady. And as I said that, just before the C at Cotton, she looked at those 5 symbols and started calling all of them by name. And as she's calling them by name, I'm looking here, and they're here. I'm
Wow.
like, okay, I'm here. So I'm going to do what the Girl Scouts asked us to do. We have found 89 of these symbols downtown.
Wow.
And I'm going to have an all-day, scavenger hunt.
Wow.
And we're going to find the rest of them. Because I'm nosy. I think they're telling the story.
Yeah, they are.
Now, the mayor says we can now have outdoor events, so I want to do the scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
And then I want to rent the square, and I want to put together a Sister Pat Friday night fish fry.
I want
Okay.
to
Like
be
I
part
used
of
to
it.
do. You'll volunteer to help fry the fish
I
fry.
will.
See that?
Yes,
That's what I'm
yes.
talking about. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just trying to, wait until the St. Patrick's Day goes away.
Oh, yeah.
With all the crowd, and then we're going to
That'd
do
be
it.
good.
So anyway, I'll show you one more thing, and then I'll let you go to the last stop. But I want to, if you come right here, I'll show you some architectural wonders. Is what I call it. Let me show it to you.
It is, isn't it? I just my first time seeing it. All these years.
Thank you. Thank you.
Where did she say that name came?
What does this wall look like to you guys? Does it look familiar to anything we've seen today?
The floor, the ground, the
Yes,
cobblestone.
It's a ballastone. So here's what it is, you guys. It's called pressed ballastone. And they had to pound that flat and then put it into the wall. This is the brick mason work of the Ashanti. And I want you to know that inlaid there is also charcoal. My dad was a brick mason, and I could see him lay the brick with a rhythm. I didn't realize that his grandfather was one of the followers of Marcus Garvey, and they had a whole crew of free men that worked the southeastern coast from Savannah all the way to New York. So my dad lived in New York for about 30 years and learned the skills from his father.
Oh, wow.
And they got this contract. Anyway, this is the Ashanti style of brick masonry. And I want you to turn over here, and this is the house style of brick masonry. Same era, 1880. Now, this is ballastone too, you guys. But guess what they did? The Hausa have a different style. They pounded their ballastone into a powder, and then they remixed it and made it like that, you guys.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
Especially for brick masons, I've seen their work. That's also charcoal interwoven there.
Wow.
So this different styles. Someone told me that this was a shackle right here on the edge.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I started becoming a detective again, and I thought that can't be a shackle because it's too high up. It's like, who would do a shackle there? And so I talked to the guys from the Georgia port, and they said that is not a shackle. That's a
An anchor.
leftover part of a pulley system that you use to pull the 500 boxes of cotton in the bale. And they would put them on the wall and wait for the next ship. So you see all those hooks that you were talking about? Those were where they held those bales of cotton on the pulley system. It was a pulley system that held them. And they would put them on the ship from there on out. So this is amazing. So we're looking at Savannah gray brick right here, 1904. And then we're looking at this tunnel. And remember, under that tunnel there is where they brought the ships in from the East River. So it's a lot of opportunity. We have found 5 different styles of brick masonry work by tribes, and when we finish doing the research, I think we're going to offer an architectural walk. Would you all be interested in architectural walk?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's what we're going to do. And so I want to show you one more thing. This is, remember, the freedom. Y'all remember what this is?
Water.
Water.
Okay, so look over here how the new generation has straightened up those sticks over there.
Yeah,
so
they
it's
straight
Oh,
line.
that's straight.
No
You're looking
waves.
at the,
No waves.
17th, 18th century,
Yeah.
1880 rather, and that's the 21st century over here.
Wow.
Why did they straighten that?
Well, I guess they're trying to change history. I know
Yeah.
when I came out of my gate, I was telling my daughter, I said, look at our gate at the front, of our complex. They have those there. I said, they have Olympic symbols there, but they straighten them up. That's supposed to be curved. So I'm not going to fight
That's
with
the
them. They
way
keep
for
it
the
straight.
water. Yep.
Let me ask you this
Because I
question.
know they didn't have the skilled workers to
I
make
think
this.
so. I think so.
That too.
The
But that's a skill.
Freemason
That
is,
takes a lot of work. I can't even imagine.
well, this one I know Prince Hall was from African free slaves.
Yes.
So was this one part of Prince Hall or no?
No,
This
it's
was
on
the
East
white.
Broad Street. This is the all-white
Prince
one,
Hall
but
was
they
black
had to
people
do work
only.
with them.
Black men only.
Yes, but the Freemasons, though, that they hired with the Ashanti, they work with them. Now, this building, you guys, is closed. No more viewing or anything. When we first took our tour, we would pay a fee for us to go in, and there was a wonderful coffee shop there. Anyway, they have sold the coffee shop, and the Masons have a meeting here once every 3 months for like 2 hours and go home. Nobody joins. The average member is about 65, and the oldest is 80. So I talked to them one day because they have a 1733 Bible in there by James Oglethorpe, just like sitting on a podium with not any preservation. They have this box, pasteboard box with all these letters from the King of England in there. I'm like, you guys need to be preserving this stuff. Anyway, I said, you should sell this building since it's empty. Well, no, we're never going to sell it. I said, you should sell it to the city. Well, never. I said, I don't receive never because no one's going to live forever. You should sell it. Anyway, Sister Pat, they said, what would you do with this building? I said, I would make this a City of Savannah museum, maybe art studios, a Gullah Geechee cafe, and I would serve my sweet potato pie as dessert because I make the best potato pie in Georgia. I love patting the bell, but that pie is terrible.
Yeah.
So, and I would have, my choir right there singing every Sunday.
Beautiful.
It's like the river up,
Yeah.
Anyway, seriously, there are some investors that are interested in buying it because it's just closed. And they have told me, architects and engineers, that when a building is empty, it starts to sag. And right there, you see that window is already shifted over, and there's holes coming.
I don't know how you're gonna do that because you can't really send no videos now. They don't come out right.
I don't like that. I think we should use video. So it's empty, but it's so beautiful inside. So beautiful inside. So just want to let you know. Even the stained glass, you see the stained glass around the windows and the X that's there, that is from the Hausa tribe. The Hausas are the ones right there from northern Nigeria. They are not agricultural, they're not blacksmiths, they are soldiers that got captured. I did my research on the Hausas, and guess who planned all of the revolts in Savannah? The Hausas. So a lot of connections here in terms of that. I'll also give you one more reference. If you want to see or hear, because you can do an audio of the slave that was freed. So any slave that was freed in 1864, that was a little child, 9, 10 years old, the president ordered all of these writers and journalists to take their stories. So back in the 1930s, from 1930 to 1936, there are these papers, you guys, called the Federal Writers Project papers. And they did it by state. You can Google it, you can pull it up, and you'll see their personal testimony, and you can hear their audio of their voices singing. It's called the Federal Writers Project, and it's done by state. So a lot of the information we have comes from that project. So our reenactors, we have some reenactors that come in. So let's go across to the last stop, which is the auction block, you guys.
Okay.
Just want to try to get it all in. These are the Roman Catholic images they confirmed, and let me tell you what's going on quickly. So these are Roman Catholic images. These are from the Ashanti.
Wow.
Roman Catholic images, Ashanti. So this building just got a makeover not long ago, like less than 2 months ago.
Wow.
What I want to tell you is that they are stealing these, honey. They
Oh
take them
man,
off,
no.
pop them off.
Come on, Miss Pat.
This is before they painted it. They take these
Oh
off.
my
So you'll
goodness.
see them, but you'll see the missing ones in here. They're all gone.
Oh wow.
Take it up.
Yep, it's gone.
Oh, they go and take it front foot. That's the one that don't use it.
Yes, exactly. And one of them, I saw yesterday, they took a whole, it looks like a cornmeal.
Oh, I see it.
That's on
Yeah,
your
let me
shirt,
zoom
or
in.
similar.
Yeah.
The one I showed you guys of beside you was similar. Anyway, all of our lives, they told us these were Greek symbols. I had some friends from college with me from Greece. They live in Greece, and one of them, Tia Helanis, I'll never forget her. I said, Tia, isn't this a beautiful Greek symbol from your community? And she said, that's not my symbol. And then she had on a necklace that was similar, but it was not. Wow. So I look on my chart, and that is the symbol